Hmm?
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know it was just listening to you guys. No, he's on Facebook. How come it didn't come up?
Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. See people starting to pop on here. Thank y'all for the likes. I so appreciate you. Hello, Joni. How are you? I'm so thankful for everyone to be here with me this Sunday afternoon. Just thought I would pop on. No advertisement or anything. Just thought I would pop on and see what everyone was doing. I've been on vacation for a little while, so I missed everyone. Thank you for liking my live. I so appreciate you. I want to thank everyone who is joining me here. All right, Miss Joni, I'm going to ask you to go live and see if you want a card read. All right, here we go, Miss Joni. Let's see if Miss Joni can. Oh, she was fast. Hi, Joni.
Hi.
Where are you located?
I am in Michigan.
Michigan. Is it cold up there yet?
Well, it is fall, but it's about 80 degrees today.
Here in Omaha, usually we have more fall weather, but it is hotter. It's so hot here. I was just on vacation in the South and it was cooler down there than it was here. So it's been very odd.
Yeah, it's definitely a warm one, but it will be back to the 50s and 60s in no time. So
That's right. Okay, Miss Joni, this is a card read, but do you want the spirit that is stepping up instead, or do you want the cards?
I would love the spirit.
Okay, he has a dad energy to him, so think about your dad's side of the family. Is your dad in spirit?
No, he's not.
Yeah, it didn't feel like that. There's I was this gentleman is showing me, he's doing a copy paste, like all the men on this side of the family look alike. Also, he is showing me part of his name has been passed down. This gentleman is also showing me that he was someone who was, it was a tough individual when he was on planet. He didn't really give much grace to people. You had to stand by your word. And he would call you out on it in a heartbeat. He's also showing me that he was looks like a metal worker, a construction worker of some sort. Does this sound familiar to you?
A lot of it does. The construction worker, metal worker part does not.
Okay, who does the rest of it sound like to you? It's just your grandfather?
It sounds like my brother.
Your brother. Very good. Not very good. Not like that.
Yeah.
But it just makes sense to me. Like, you could tell I was struggling with this relationship. Like, what is this? Very good. Now, your brother is also showing me, or this gentleman, if he is your brother, is showing me that he would take a lot for himself, but he did not tolerate other people around him being mistreated. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
He's also showing me that he had it. Okay, so I want you to take a step back and look at from his point of view, how he had it rough when he was growing up.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that is my dog hacking in the background. He's chewing on a bone, excuse him. Your brother now, all of a sudden, another part of his personality is coming out. As you can tell, he's already given me a little bit, but instantly when I start talking about my dog, he is laughing his ass off. I don't know if you watch me go live often, but I have Great Danes.
Yes.
And so when I said that, he's like, is that what you call that? That's what we call a pony. He is also like bending down and getting on Odin's level. Like, he loved animals.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he is just enthralled by saying something about Odin. Okay, very good. So Odin has these little spots on his back, and we're not sure, they're bumps on his back, and we really weren't sure what they were. We thought it might be allergies. And, but we kind of talked about it yesterday and put it aside. And so your dog bent down, he talked to Odin, and he said, this dog needs some Benadryl.
Oh.
So confirming that what I was talking about. So a lot of times for those watching, when I read animals on Planet, I get the information from spirits that are around them, and your brother is confirming that. He's also showing part of his personality about how much he loved animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was also a dog person. He's saying he didn't mind the other animals, but he was a dog person. Now your brother is showing me that he tended to self-medicate. Would you know that to be true?
Yeah. Yeah.
So your brother is being very funny because he looked at me. He said, "Is that what you call it?" Yes, I'm live. I'm live on TikTok, dude. That's what I call it on live.
Yeah, that's how he passed.
Mm-hmm. He is showing. Now this is your brother also showing part of his personality is I'm being nice and saying, "Oh, he's self-medicated." And he is he's using another word for it, one that is harsher, and he's saying you can call it what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that tells me that he did not try to bypass what he was doing. I mean, he didn't have it in people's faces, but he also wasn't someone who didn't admit it to himself. He knew what he was.
Yeah. Yes.
He is referencing, because I was chasing it back. Like I was looking at his past. I was taking him back to his childhood. It's like, oh, did this happen because you had a rough childhood? And again, this says so much for your brother that whenever I'm trying to get him way out, I'm like, oh, does this have to do with your childhood? He is taking ownership of it. He said, there were people that had it worse than me and made different choices. This is all on me.
Okay.
So that tells me that, yes, he is showing me that because he's not hiding it. He's letting me see his past, and I can see some things went awry in his childhood.
Yeah.
But he's also taking ownership. He's like, no, other people went through worse things than me and chose a different path. This is on me. Totally taking responsibility for it. So I don't know if there's someone that you or people around you have been blaming for his passing or some of the choices he made. But this is him stepping up and saying, no, this was all on me. I made these choices. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
He is also telling me that he's showing me moving on. That's here. It's in the camera here. He's showing me you moving on, and not moving on from him, but moving on with your life. He's showing me that you've kind of been stuck and like this it's a mental stuckness, if that makes sense. And he is saying that he's at peace. Like there's no reason to continue worrying about him, that he is at peace. He is always around you. He hears you talking to him. He sees the silly things you do. You yourself are kind of a silly person, he is saying. Sometimes you'll just do silly things just to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's acknowledging that he sees that. He loves that piece of you. He said, I never want my passing to take the joy out of your life. He's also telling me that you find this fascinating. He's acknowledging that you find psychic mediumship fascinating.
Very much.
Yeah. So a side note, actually it is a side note, but that was him leading me into it, is that anyone can do psychic mediumship. It's about learning the technique and applying it. Mm-hmm. And I do have an intro to psychic mediumship class that actually starts Thursday evening, and it runs for 5 weeks if you're interested in that. It's on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium, under classes. He's also saying that, are you seeing someone?
I'm married.
Y'all have gone through a rough patch lately?
Not recently, but we have.
Yes. And he's patting you on the back. So if you were saying, yes, we're going through it, it would have been the same thing. He is saying that you handled it very well. Like a lot of people, and this is not for anyone out there who is accepting abuse. So what I'm about to say to Joni is not for those people who are being physically or mentally, emotionally abused. None of that. But you made the choice to work through your problems and you weren't just going to give up.
Yeah.
And he is so proud of that because it had gotten kind of rough. And I'm not saying that the D word, divorce, was mentioned, but I'm feeling it was running through people's heads, whether it was spoken out loud or not. And he is saying he's so proud of you for working through that.
Good.
And again, for everyone watching, this is not for people that are in an abusive situation. We do not work through that.
Yeah, no, my situation was not abusive. No.
Yeah, and your spirit wouldn't be saying that. If it had been abusive, they would not be saying that. I just wanted to clarify that. I never want someone to think that they should stay in a situation that's not healthy for them, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Now, he's all of a sudden making my toe hurt. Have you recently stubbed your toe? Why is my toe hurting all of a sudden?
I broke my toenail.
Okay.
I mean, maybe that's why.
That is absolutely why. So I was about to close down the reading, and this is just a pattern of how my readings flow. Is he's already shown that he's around you, talking about some thoughts that you've had, how you still talk to him. So he's done a really good job of not only proving who he was, but also of showing that he's around you. And so
I actually just got home from visiting his gravesite this morning. His birthday's in 2 days, so I took donuts and sat there, and I'm always asking him when I'm in your lives, like, just please interrupt her, and he never does, ever, and I get so frustrated, like, I will yell at him for not doing it during your live, so this is great.
Yes, he said timing. Also, it was helpful because I didn't advertise this live or anything, so there wasn't a ton of people on it. Like you were one of the first ones that had jumped on. It had taken a while for my followers to get notified because I don't have it advertised. I just popped on. And I wasn't even going to pop on right now. You can thank my moderator for this because I said I was going to go live later, and he got his computer all set up to help me. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to go live right now.
Oh, that's great.
So it's a sign. Though I love those are like synchronicities that happen.
Yeah.
You were at his grave earlier today. I wasn't planning on going live, especially at this time. And so your brother was, it's how the spirits can manipulate things. They cannot override free will. For anyone watching, spirits can't do that. But they can lay opportunities in front of you. And that was your brother totally laying this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you found me live so quickly, but you were the first one on there.
I just got home, sat down, popped on TikTok, and you were right there, so I clicked.
It's so funny
So I
because
really do feel like this was definitely meant for me today.
it was because if you could have seen everything that's gone on in my house this morning before I went live, I was going to go live on my computer. The TikTok studio wasn't working. On my phone, I couldn't find my charging cord because we've been traveling and things are still awry. So much went wrong for me to make it here right at this time. So yeah. Even though, and at that moment, when I couldn't find my cord, I was laughing. I felt like it was a spirit that was delaying me. And I was like, oh, this is going to be good. So I want to thank you for showing up. Thank you for your brother for stepping up. And so yes, I was about to close down the reading. This is where this was going. And all of a sudden my toes started hurting. So I knew that he had stubbed his toe or something had happened. And it's his sign of showing that he is around you.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Joni. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Gotta love it when spirit does that. I want to thank everyone who is joining me. As a spirit so easily led the conversation in that way, if anyone is interested in learning to read energy or learning how to communicate, recognize synchronicities, I do have an intro to mediumship class that is starting Thursday evening, this coming Thursday on the 18th. We meet for 5 weeks. You are given the opportunity not only to learn techniques in the class, I will be demonstrating them, and then you also practice them. You are even sent home with homework, or after classes I email out homework that you can do or not. You put as much into the class as you want. The classes are recorded in case you miss one. So if anyone's interested in that, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium under classes and Intro to Psychic Mediumship. And again, that starts this coming up. It's held via Zoom. So I'm in your face every week. Aww. Thank you, Pink Rose. I am kind of motherly, right? It's because I try to mama everybody. I'm a mama at heart. I had some kid, this is kind of funny. This was a couple of years ago, but I had someone come over and work on my garage door one day. So this kid, I didn't know who he was. I realized later that I knew him. But he hit my door. Now I didn't know this kid. He was a grown man. You're welcome, Joni. And but it was snowy out, and he was just wearing these little tennis shoes. And so I was like, "Where are your boots? You are out tromping in the snow, and your feet are gonna get wet. Now you're going into my garage, and he is, your feet are gonna be cold." You need to get your son really going on to him. He needs to take care of his feet and get boots. And so later I realized that he had gone to high school with my daughter, and he did message my daughter later and said, "Your mama was totally mamaing me today." I can't help it. Sometimes people need just people to care about them. Hi, Delez. I have been gone on vacation. I went to, first part of my vacation was anything but a vacation. I went to MD Anderson in Houston. I hope so. I mean, I was truly concerned about his cold feet. I went to MD Anderson in Houston, and then we headed over to Natchitoches, Louisiana, and ended in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So the first part of the vacation was anything but a vacation. So I want to thank everyone who is joining me this afternoon. I know it was Miss Delez. It was very much. Now, for everyone who is watching, I choose, as I was just reading that person, it was going to be a card read. I choose people that are sharing my live to give card reads to. It's kind of my payback. I appreciate the people who support me and try to get my name out there. And so spirit led is when I just pick any kind of a spirit. All right, Miss Vicki. Hi, Sarah. Let's see if Miss Vicki wants a card read. Hi, Vicki. I love her glasses. If y'all see her, I just asked you to go live, Miss Vicki. If y'all see her profile picture, her glasses are so cute. All right, Miss Vicki. I just asked you to go live. Let's see if you can. Up, here she comes. Vicki,
Hello,
where are you located?
in Maine.
Maine. Oh, I've never been to the north, that far northeast. I've always wanted to visit, especially this time of year when the trees start turning colors.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful here.
Oh my gosh, I want to visit up there so badly. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very good. I was going to give you a card read, but Spirit is stepping up. You want a card read or do you want Spirit?
I'll take spirit, thank you.
Is your mama in Spirit?
Yes.
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 We were just talking about, how I mama everybody and all of it. So I'm not surprised that a mama energy is stepping up. And this mama is feeling the same way. Like and she kind of feels like the way I can come off bossy sometimes when I'm momming everyone, but it comes from a good spot.
It does.
And she
It does.
that she was kind of the same way. Like, I might be telling you kind of what to do, but it's because I want the best for you and your feet are cold or you need boots or something.
Always. Yes.
And your mom is saying that she was kind of the same way, that she could come off bossy, which I totally can sometimes come off bossy. And she's like, but it all comes from a good spot. It all comes from a good spot. And your mom also is showing me that she was also trying to feed people. That was her love language. I don't think that is one of the love languages, but it should be trying to feed people.
Always.
Yes.
Always. If you came into her home, she wanted you to leave full.
Absolutely.
Yes.
When you said full, she said yes, mind, body, and soul. So your mom
Yes.
was someone who didn't just, what a beautiful lady. So as I'm saying that, she said, now I don't want my daughter to not think I'm not owning my mistakes. And so what things, in my head, I'm saying to her, but it sounds like she thought you were pretty perfect. And she says
I did think she was I still think she's perfect.
Right. And that's why she is bringing this up. So this is also part of her identification as she is saying, I don't want her to think I was that perfect because she doesn't want you to try to live up to her unrealistic expectation. Your mom is saying that she absolutely made her fair share of mistakes, but the trait that she had that everyone gravitated to, and she is saying that you have that same trait, is you always have good intentions.
Yes, she did.
So do you.
Thank you.
That's what your mama is saying. So I was just talking to someone earlier today about a situation. They brought it up where someone was just incredibly mean to me, right? I knew it was
Yes.
coming. And she's like, and my friend, she has said this to me several times. How did you not know? Oh, I did know. I did know it was coming. But sometimes you just have to hold space to allow people to walk down that path and also give them the opportunity to choose differently. And your mom is saying that you do that very well. That I don't know if people have been talking to you about having better boundaries, but you do have really good boundaries, your mom is saying.
I do now. I do now.
So
Took me a little while.
I think that boundaries, if you don't grow up in a house where they're really talked about, which that's really a new age term, that they take a while to learn. And your mom is saying that you've done it really well. Okay. She's also referencing something that I preach a lot about is holding boundaries in love. Like you can hold a boundary with someone and they may accuse you of not loving, they may accuse you of whatever, holding them at arm's length, but you don't get to be ugly and be close. And your mom is saying
Yes.
yes, and that you do a really good job of holding that boundary in love. And I'm always very particular about that. There's a difference between being mean and pushing a boundary out and then just holding that boundary in love. Your mom is saying that you do a really good job of that.
I appreciate that.
Your mom is
It's
also,
a hard thing to do.
oh my gosh.
It's
Yes,
so hard.
it is so hard. It is very difficult to, you have to play the long game. And sometimes that's difficult. Your mom is also referencing, okay, so she just showed me 3 things. She was jumbling them up. I was like, you have to separate these, Mom. I don't know what you're showing me. That she sends you bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. So just
Yes.
when you see those 3 things, those are from her. She's also referencing, now, Vicki, who around you has recently gotten a tattoo? She shows me someone getting a tattoo. Who around you has recently gotten a tattoo?
We all have.
Okay, very good. I know you. This is where, again, for everyone watching, I always, and this is a side note, but for and it's important. Bless you. Is I was just also talking to someone this morning about if you want my opinion on someone, I don't like to see their picture. Just send me their name. Other people are better when they read if they see someone's picture. That's not me. I know everyone has their strengths when it's come to reading. Mine is just send me their name. I'll get distracted if you show me their picture. And that's what I did because I thought your mom was showing me you getting a tattoo. But I see your profile picture. You don't look like someone who has a tattoo. Again, in my head. So your mom talking about people getting tattoos is an acknowledgement that she sees what's going on.
Beautiful.
She also is saying that she hears you visiting with her. So that's beautiful how she put that.
Yes.
So it goes more than you just randomly talking to her throughout the day, which you do. It feels like you will sit down with a cup of coffee or having dinner or something and you will joke and say, okay, Mama, you ready to visit? I have some things to say. You actually visit with her. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's an acknowledgement
Yes.
that she sees what's going on and that she is around you.
I do it a lot in the car.
She laughed. She says she does it a lot everywhere.
Yes, I do. I do.
And she's not judging it. She did it, and so whenever I read, that people, I use several different Claires, and so she used a couple at one time, and she was letting me know that, but also I got a really warm heart. Like even though she was teasing you, like you do it everywhere, my heart just melted. Like she loves the fact that you do it everywhere.
I love talking to her.
She loves you talking to her also. She said that, and so I don't feel like this one I'm about to tell you, Vicki, is for you. I feel like this is a message for someone who is watching, and because your mom, the energy shifted a little bit, and she is saying that spirits love the fact that you talk to them all the time. They never want you to think that your grief is binding them to this earth. I know you don't feel that way. Someone on my live is feeling that way, and your mom was giving kind of a message
Okay.
to the collective for that. Oh, I was about to say thank you, but she is saying, I also had a knowing just now that that's the way she was. Like, even though she is here, she's
Yes.
talking to you, she's focused on her daughter, how much she loves you and appreciating you. She also took time out to give just a little message to someone who was on my live who needed to hear that.
She was about just loving everybody.
I hope that I am remembered the same when I pass. Your mom just has a beautiful heart. Thank you for letting me read her.
Thank you. This was just beautiful. Beautiful. And
Yeah.
I love hearing from her. I do love hearing from her. I sometimes, you know, just wish that when I'm speaking to her that like she's still sitting on the side of me answering me back. So I do look for these moments when I do get validation that you know, she's right here with me, and I love and miss her with everything that I am. Everything.
You know, when you were saying that, I was about to tell you and then you started talking, as your mom was mentioning, because you said, I wish I could hear from her. Your mom said she can, which tells me you are clairaudient. It just takes that little practice to distinguish a spirit voice from your own voice.
Okay.
There are some tools to do that. I have Intro to Mediumship coming up on Friday. It starts Thursday. If you're interested in learning just those little tricks, how do you determine? You know, that's one of the big things. How can you determine when it's a spirit energy and not your own energy? And there's ways to do that.
I feel like at times, like in the car, because that's, like I said to you, that's where I talk a lot. And I feel like I'll say something and then a song will come on and
Yes.
it answers
Yes.
what I'm either speaking to her about or asking about. And, you know, I love that because music is everything to me. So,
It is absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that for everyone watching. If you love something, like Vicki said, she loves music, or your spirit loved music, that's how they're going to communicate with you. If you love TV or your spirit loved TV, look for confirmations through TV. So something that you loved or the spirit loved, they're going to use that to communicate with you.
that's fabulous. You're a beautiful soul. You really are.
Thank you.
You're a beautiful soul. And thank you. Thank you
Of
so much.
course. Have
And
a
thanks
great
to
day.
Mom.
Yeah, she did a good job. Thank
She
you.
did.
Bye-bye.
She did.
All right. So Mom did a really good job. Hi, Jen. Hi, everyone stepping up. I want to thank spirits. They're doing a really good job today. I appreciate them. Thank y'all. So for anyone who is interested on learning just how can you tell if it's spirit talking to you, or how can you tell if you're talking to yourself? How do you know it's spirit sending you a synchronicity? How do you know which spirit? Like, you see butterflies all the time. You're like, oh my goodness, I know that is one of my people. Who is it? If you're interested in kind of figuring those things out, Intro to Mediumship. It starts on Thursday, this coming up Thursday, the 18th. It's just really low key, lots of learning. I can't wait to have you there, Cozy. Cozy's going to be there. It's just a lot of fun when you start learning the basics. And once you learn the basics, then in advanced mediumship, we start honing those techniques. But it's about learning the language of spirit. Yes, I talk to angels all the time. Angels, so when you look at, where is that? Let's see if I have a little sheet here. I might have it out. No, here it is. I'm teaching a class in person. So if anyone's in the Omaha area, this coming a week from today, I'm teaching a class in person at Next Millennium. Does anxiety block mediumship? No. There's more to that question, Dawn Marie, but no, it doesn't. We talk about how to work through your nerves, because if you're nervous reading, we talk through techniques of how to drop that nervousness. Oh, thank you, Miss Vicki. So someone said our angels real in my experience. So this is what we call levels of energy. And this is part of my teaching stuff. So first you learn the language of spirit, which are your clairs, and that's how you get information. And then you apply it to the level. So here we have human beings and other human life forms. This is psychic. Departed loved ones, that's what I've been doing this morning. And then we have spirit guides, ascended masters, and then we have guardian angels and archangels here. And I broke it down in that way on here to not confuse people, because this is something I use in intro to mediumship. But when you're looking at this angel realm, there's actually 9 levels of angels in the angel realm. So, intro to mediumship starts Thursday. Would love to have you there if y'all are interested in kind of learning just the basics and how it works. All right, I do choose people. I have a tissue. That are sharing my live to. Is this their vibration? It is their vibration. Yes. Oh, thank you, Bippy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everyone who's taken my classes on here, chiming in. I appreciate y'all's support. I am going to be at Mystic Fest. I was just talking to someone about that this weekend. I said something at Mystic Fest, and they said, is that time? Is that when you work your ass off? Yes, that is where I work my ass off. That is absolutely. Thank you, Sarah. All right. Let's see here. Miss Virginia, I'm going to ask you to go live, see if you want a card read. Let's do this, Miss Virginia. I know, right, Prissy Nana? I mean, at Mystic Fest, from the time I sit down to the time I leave, I'm doing nothing but reading. Hi, Virginia. How are you?
Awesome. Hi, good morning.
Where are you located?
I am in Lathrop, California.
That sounds familiar.
It's a small town in California, like Central Valley.
Okay. Yeah, that just sounds so familiar. We were stationed there for a while in Lompoc area. Lompoc's kind of central. Maybe that's why.
Oh, I don't even know where that is. I'm actually from the Bay Area, San Jose.
We were in Santa Maria area.
Okay, what?
Anyway.
Down. Yeah. Good morning. Afternoon.
There's a spirit here who was kind of chomping at the bear. Oh, do you want the spirit or do you want cards?
Oh my gosh, spirit. Yes.
Let's do this. One day, okay, so now this spirit also, there's someone on here, Monique, said that's where I live, Santa Maria, which is really funny because I was going to choose Monique and her name popped up and I couldn't find her. So I went with Virginia. So it's funny that I had honed in on that part of the world.
Yeah.
So the spirit is also kind of teasing me whenever I said something about maybe the spirits will let me read one day. And he said, not as long as you let us keep coming through. Okay, so this gentleman has I was about to say a dad energy to him, but he stopped me and says a father energy, which is really funny because I don't use that word father. So do you have a father-in-law in spirit?
I do actually, yes.
Okay, very good. So now this also for everyone watching, I'm kind of in the teaching mode, probably because I've been preparing for my intro to mediumship that's coming up on Thursday. But I knew the fact that I wanted to say dad, but this person stopped me and said father. I thought, the only time I ever use the word father is when I say father-in-law. So this spirit was giving me a hint to who they were.
Okay.
So think of your father-in-law. This gentleman is showing me, are you not with his son anymore?
I am with his son. I have actually never met him. He passed before I came in the picture.
Very, very good. That's that disconnect I was feeling because I was like, what is this energy? I'm not feeling this connection of energy.
Yes.
Also, it makes sense because I don't know if you've been watching me go live today, or I know that I recognize your name or your little profile,
Yes.
so I feel like you watch me a bit. And I get a lot of personalities whenever spirits come up, and he wasn't giving me his personality, which I found odd, but it makes sense because you don't know his personality.
Yeah, no, I don't. From what I've heard, but not.
Right. I was about to say, now he's going to tell me what you've heard.
Yes.
Going to, this gentleman was someone, he wasn't to be trifled with. His kids, I'm not saying they were afraid of him, but they didn't really argue with him. He was someone who, his word was the law, but he also had tremendous love. I'm not saying he was mean. I'm saying that he just didn't tolerate meanness of any kind.
Yes. Yes.
He also had this was a family man. He loved his family. He is saying, I didn't always make the right decisions. He's acknowledging that. So this would have been some of those stories you've heard where people are like, oh yeah, but he did this. Oh, he did that. He's like, I didn't always make the right decision.
Yes.
Everyone knew that they loved him.
Mm-hmm.
He's also telling me, have you recently had a new grandbaby?
Yes, I have actually. She's 2 now, but yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. He's around that grandbaby all the time. When she talks to someone who you think isn't there, when you see her playing and she's just holding a conversation with someone, she's actually holding a conversation with her grandfather. Her great-grandfather, I should say. He's also telling me that someone still lights a candle for him. So y'all must be Catholic, or someone around him is Catholic.
Hmm.
Is someone around him Catholic?
I'm not sure. I'm sure people do light candles for him because he might be Catholic. I'm not sure. Oh, actually, no. He was, I forgot what they're called, but they go knock on the doors and they tell, like,
Jehovah's Witnesses?
Jehovah's Witness. Yes. This man that I'm talking about.
Interesting. Okay, so now what, this is one of those things where, so for everyone watching, again, I'm in teaching mode because my intro to mediumship starts Thursday. So, I've been praying for that class. So now I'm in this teaching mode. And so he was showing me something. So this is how spirits will use a memory, but I didn't know what the memory meant. So I didn't say anything to you. As yesterday, my husband and I were coming home from a grocery store we don't usually go to, but we were coming home. It was a Saturday afternoon, and we round this corner, and up on the hill is a Jehovah's Witness church, and the parking lot is full. And I was like, that's weird. Do they have church on Saturdays? Why is that parking lot full?
Mm-hmm.
So he kept taking me to where we were rounding this corner. I was like, okay, what does this corner that we're rounding have to do with him? That's what it was.
Okay, yeah, he was.
He's showing me that now he's laughing. So this says something about this man's personality. Like, now that I've got it, I was like, oh, that's what it meant. He's completely laughing and like patting me on the back, which tells me that he was a man who gave kudos. He was not afraid to tell people they had done a good job. He's also wanting you to know, to tell his son, that his son has it right.
Mm-hmm.
Your son is not necessarily, or his son, not your son, his son, your husband, is not necessarily dogmatic about the Bible. He's not dogmatic, but he is a good man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And his dad wants him to know how proud he is of him, because he's one of those people that doesn't take the easy way out. He always tries to make the right decision, even if it's going to make the process harder in the long run. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
He's also telling me, now he's showing me, why is he showing me the number 5? Okay, is this 5 kids or is it May? May. What happens in May?
In May. I don't know if
Someone's birthday. He's showing me it's someone's birthday in May.
I mean, my dad's birthday. Was his birthday in May? I'm not sure if his birthday was in May.
And your dad's in spirit?
My dad's is May 7th, yes.
And your dad's in spirit?
Yes, he is.
Very good. Okay, so for now, this is, as y'all know, I usually only bring up one spirit per person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all heard when Virginia first got on here, I was like, oh, I have a dad. Then all of a sudden I started hearing father, father, father. It's like, okay, I have a father-in-law. That's where we're going. It's because your dad was here first.
Oh, my dad here was first. Okay.
Yes, I felt like I had a dad energy at first. And all of a sudden I felt this shift and I started hearing father, father, father. I was like, oh yeah, okay, we have a father-in-law. So now you can,
That's not the first time my dad brought a father energy.
isn't that funny?
Because he brought with me when I did a reading with you, my foster dad. If you remember Bob.
I don't.
No, he did.
That's so interesting. And so now you can tell your father-in-law was like, okay, we're shifting gears. We're going to May. What is May? And you said you didn't know. It's like, oh, it's a birthday. You're like, oh, no, that's my dad's birthday. And
Yeah,
then,
and it may be his birthday. I'm not sure, too. You know.
so your dad is stepping up, just to let you know, there's something about your connection with your dad that I want to put the word yearning with.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wish you could have gotten to know him better. You wish that you could, it's like, I feel like you had these plans in your head, but to spend certain time with him, but you hadn't quite made it there yet because life was going on. And then he passed before you can make those plans come to fruition. Does that make sense?
Yes, I knew my dad very well, but I was just getting better in life, I guess you would say, where he could like let go of the reins a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were getting to know him as a different relationship because y'all were changing. You were transitioning.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Virginia.
Thank you. I always loved seeing you. I was like, oh my God, Breath of Fresh Air.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. All right. So if anyone's interested, again, Intro to Mediumship starts Thursday. And it's a great way of just learning how to navigate those energies around us. Like little things. You learn how, okay, so I said I felt this dad energy coming up, but all of a sudden I started hearing father, father, father. I was like, oh. The only time I use the word father is when father-in-law. And so then I asked her, I said, oh, you have a father-in-law in spirit. And she did. So in Intro to Mediumship, we really learn the basics of, that concept is a little bit more advanced, but you can't learn those advanced techniques without having that solid foundation. And that's what Intro to Mediumship does. It sets a really solid foundation on how you start communicating with spirit, how you start reading the energies around you. Reading energies around you doesn't take away your problems, but it certainly helps you navigate life in a more intuitive manner and ride out those rough patches whenever they're coming towards you. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. All right. We are going to see if Jazz from Saturn wants a card read. Let's do a card read for Jazz from Saturn. I love that name, Jazz from Saturn. Hi, Jazz. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Now, is that your name, Jazz?
Jasmine.
Okay, very good. And you're from Saturn?
I don't know why, I was just very drawn to that name, especially after seeing my the profile picture that I took. I was like, that's interesting. So.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. So you're here for a card read, but real quick, I just want to tell you that the reason that you do feel that way is because you do have a lot of alien energy around you. If people listening to me do not believe in past lives, then let it go. I'm not here. I don't care if you believe or not, but I'm just talking to Jazz right now. So, Jazz, would you know that you sometimes feel like you don't fit in? It's not like you don't have friends and people aren't nice to you. It's just sometimes you feel really different from the people around you. Does that make sense?
Yes, very.
And it's because you have spent, all of us have spent time in other realms, on other planets. But you have spent most recently, really recently, time. It's like your life before this was on another planet. And so when you come back to Earth, from being on another planet. Earth is very dense. And you sometimes feel like sluggish, like, oh my goodness, why can't I just will that cup to come to me? So you'll have moments like, why can't I just use my energy and make that happen? Because it's so much easier to do that on other planets. And that's why you have recently spent a lot of time on another realm, and that's why you feel so ethereal.
That is so interesting, and the word ethereal really rang a bell because one of my friends calls me that all the time. So that's so sweet.
Of course. Well, I was just reading you, like I got this information from the spirits around you, and ethereal isn't a word I use a whole lot. I don't know, you probably, in the entire time, if you've watched me go live much, I use it every once in a great while, and Spirit was giving me that word. And why would they give me the word ethereal? It's to hit home with you that, oh, you know what, this person has also been saying this, so it just solidifies what I'm saying more. All right, Miss Jasmine, would you like a general card read, or would you like a specific question answered?
I would like a card read, but I've been watching your live for about a year now because I really want to reach my aunt. But if she's not around, that's, if you're not picking up her, that's okay. But do you sense anyone of that energy?
Hold on. I kind of shut that down, so just a minute and let me get back over there. Okay, was your aunt was she like in her 40s when she passed?
Yes.
Okay, very good. A lady stepped up, and I thought she was going to be 38, but then I was hearing the number 44. So whether she was actually 44 or not, she was taking into her 40s, so I would know that she had passed in her 40s.
Yes, she passed right before turning 40, so if she was still alive, she'd probably be around 44, honestly.
Okay, very good. Now, something about your aunt's energy is she's very sweet. She was someone who, she was sweet, but she could definitely hold her own. Mm-hmm. And she never took advantage of others. Now, you can imagine, Jazz, if you've watched me go live a lot, if you've watched people on my live, most of the people, now I'm going to tell everyone on my live right now, most of y'all are so sweet and kind and loving, you would never do this. Now, you've also probably seen people come at me wanting something from me all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So your aunt is stepping up saying, thank you. I know you weren't going to do a reading. Thank you. And that just says something about her personality. She was so sweet. She didn't take advantage. She expected people to pull their weight.
Yes, that's very fitting.
Very good. All right, come on. She's letting me know that though she had an illness, she died kind of suddenly. It was a little bit unexpected. I feel like I'm not feeling well. Mm. But before anything can be done about me not feeling well, I feel like I'm gone. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Very good. She is, so this is a term that people must use for her a lot because it's not a term I use, is that they could die young. Yeah. Do people in your family say that about her?
Yes. And she always tried to make light of the situation. She always tried to make jokes, and so, but yes, she said things like that.
Yes. Okay, so Jazz, instantly, your aunt is like, I don't know if she really wanted me to step up because of what I'm about to say. Have you finished your schooling?
No.
She is saying, please accept that degree in my honor. Like she wants you to go and finish. So did you start college?
I finished my 2-year degree, and I've been looking into finishing that last 2, maybe going into the medical field, which is interesting because I've never been interested in that until recently.
She is showing me, okay, so I know you can't put the cart before the horse, but she's actually showing me my master's degree. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't, once you finish your bachelor's, I wouldn't just stop there.
Okay.
I would think about continuing on.
I've been thinking about that.
Yeah, she's absolutely. She's showing me, and so what she did, she showed me my master's degree. I have an MBA, but she put an X for MBA. So your master's does not need to be in business; it's going to be in something else. And it feels like it is going to be something medical. I don't know if you just saw my light flickering. It's like I wanted to be very careful, and so this is again for everyone watching something we learn in Intro to Mediumship. Is I was like in my head, I was playing out what I was going to say, but I was like, are you sure? I was asking your aunt, are you sure what I'm about to say is correct? And she made my light flicker. So that was her confirmation to me, yes, to continue on the path. She is showing me nursing for you. And then, but then the master's in nursing would be like a nurse practitioner or something like that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about going in nursing school. Actually, like I just went to visit a place the other day and was thinking about nurse practitioning and like psychiatric, part of the medicine world.
Very good. And here I was hesitant because I was like, I'm going to say nurse practitioner to this girl. And she stopped at her associate degree. And here I am telling her she's got like 6 more years of school to go.
That's fun. That's very fun.
Right. So it is confirmation. When Spirit, we've been thinking about something, right? You've already thought about this, or you've already been going down that path. And now Spirit is stepping up and confirming it. So it's a sign that you are absolutely on the right path. Your aunt is talking also about you don't listen to your gut enough. Like you get in what I call analysis paralysis, and we all do, Jazz. Trust me, we all get into analysis paralysis. But she's talking about you needing to trust yourself more. There are lots of times you have feelings about something, you don't follow it. And then later you'll think, oh, I knew that. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I've always had that problem.
Yeah, so make sure you're starting to, and take it small. You know, if you don't feel comfortable jumping off the diving board into the deep end when it comes to trusting your intuition, take it small. And every day, do a couple of more things based on your intuition until you start trusting it more and more. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you, Jazz. What's up?
Don't let money get in the way. Use intuition for a reason.
Okay, so Jazz, my moderator, who is around me a lot, so he understands how this world works and the energy works. So I said, instead of saying intuition, I said tuition. So now, Spirit I don't misspeak unless Spirit is having me misspeak. So he said, my moderator all of a sudden said, don't let money get in the way. I was like, what are you talking about? He said, you said tuition instead of intuition. So once you start looking at schools and deciding on schools, don't let the fact of how much it's going to cost overwhelm you. There are ways to do it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. There was a spirit stepping up, and I couldn't decide whether I was going to just do an actual spirit led. It's gotten to where spirit led just takes so much time. It's so much easier when I just choose someone and instantly I read the spirit around you. That is much faster. It's much just easier because for whatever reason people aren't claiming their spirits. There is a gentleman stepping up here, and I was trying to decide because he wants me to do spirit led. I'm just not sure. I will give him this grace. We'll do spirit led. If you think it's your spirit, don't hesitate. Please jump on. If someone has claimed this spirit and right away you think it's your spirit, say something and I will have them give me definitive information to see who it is. Okay, so this gentleman, I'm hearing the name Gary around him. He's letting me know, it feels like he was from like upper Midwest because I'm feeling Midwest energy around him, but he's also showing me that there was definite snow and stuff around him. He is showing me that he did not park in a garage, he parked outside. How do I know that? Because he's showing me clairvoyantly, he showed me coming out of his house to his car, to his truck, actually. And as he opens the door to this truck, I'm hearing a don't know if you've ever, those older vehicles, sometimes as they would open the door, they would make this noise. And he is like he has the collar to his coat up and he's rubbing his hands together like, and I was about to ask him if he had any, I said, remote starter, and he's looking at me like his truck was too old for that and he wouldn't have wasted the money on it anyway.
Kayla asked about the name. Could it possibly be Harry, not Gary?
It could be Harry and not Gary. It could be, yeah. Okay, Kayla, I know this is fast, but do you think this guy is yours? Here, let me ask you to go live, Miss Kayla. And there's a reason. Once Kayla gets live, I will ask you, I will explain the reason why. All right, Miss Kayla. Oh, there's a hair stuck to me. Kayla, how are you?
Hi, sorry, I had to remove myself from the chaos.
Where are you located?
Michigan
Michigan, yes. And so who was this person to you?
would be my step grandpa, but he was pretty much my grandpa. But he passed, I think, when I was only 2, but I was like the love of his life.
Yes. Okay, so now the reason I will give more information, of course, to prove who he is, but the reason that I knew right away because I had been looking at your name before I brought him up. Like I was hesitating between, it was you, another person, I couldn't decide which one I was going to ask to go live, and this gentleman kept pulling at me.
I seriously want to cry so bad. I lost my uncle like 2 years ago, almost, and that was like my best friend ever. And then, so that was his dad, Harry.
Okay, very
That
good.
was my grandma's first husband, and then they got divorced, and then they met up again. And then
I was going to ask you, now when you said they got divorced, I was not going to argue with you because, of course, I know if you know your grandparents are divorced, but I was going to say, he's not showing me that.
nope,
So
they got back together.
they got back together. You know, for everyone watching, this is a little side note. I want everyone, if you're on your first marriage, to think twice about that divorce if there's no abuse involved. I hear this a lot. I hear people
Regretted it so much because she didn't have much time with him after they got back together.
Yes.
They wasted so much time being mad with each other over stupid stuff.
Yes, Miss Kayla, thank you for that. I could not have said it better. That's exactly what so many spirits step up, and their true love was frequently the first person they married, and they let stupid things get in their way. And it's a lot of times, I'm sorry to say it, a lot of times the men are just so hard-headed and stubborn.
It was him. They were young too, though, so.
Yeah, he's admitting that. Like, your grandmother was still a teenager either when she married him or met him. She was still a teenager.
Oh my God, I'm shaking so bad.
Yeah, that's what
This is like the first time I've ever really heard like from him, because a lot of times too, like with my uncle passing, I know it's him. The first time it freaked me out. It almost felt like I was spiraling really bad. I was like having the worst day ever, and he always used to joke around and do like this wet willy in your ear.
Yeah.
Except for it wasn't wet, but I felt something in my ear and it freaked me out. But I felt like an overwhelming sense of calmness and wasn't afraid. And then he laughed in my ear one day.
I love that, Kayla. I just got chills. I love that when spirits communicate and people recognize it. Our spirits always are communicating. It's just about, are we recognizing it? Now, Kayla, do you have babies?
I do.
He's showing me 2 and then 1. What is this 2 and 1?
There's 2. They're both, I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. And maybe my other baby could be maybe my dog that passed away, or...
No. Have you ever had a miscarriage or an abortion?
Nope. Not that I know of, at least.
Okay, no, very good. Hold on just a second.
Oh, no, am I going to have another baby?
Well, I was sitting real hard before I said anything. I did not want to, this is me, okay, let me just block everything out and make sure I am getting this information right from spirit. I was going to put my head down and close my eyes because I didn't want any distractions from what your grandfather was saying. Okay, so now I know a lot of people think that we come into this planet with a life plan, and this is how many kids we're having. We come in with a loose plan, right? So you probably came in with a plan that you were absolutely going to have 2 children, right?
Well, it was even 1, and then I had my second one, and I'm like, what? I'm crazy. 3 and 5. Oh, they're gonna be the best of friends. And right now it's like, oh my God.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I do see another baby that wants to come your way. Now, sometimes we do have some free will in that. If you absolutely said, nope, I do not want another baby, that is not going to happen, that soul can join a different family. They're choosing your family first.
Sorry, my grandma just walked in. What's it called? Grandpa Harry. He said it's his fault. When you guys met when you were teenagers, and he really regrets you guys splitting up and then only having a certain amount of time left together when you guys got back together. And he really regrets being super hard-headed. Harry. Grandpa, your butt.
Kayla, does she even believe in mediumship?
She does, but I think she just has no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm actually sitting in her room, and she just walked in. What are you doing?
You totally blindsided her.
Yeah, I did.
So there is another soul who's wanting to come into your family. You can have free will, but I do feel like that you should have another baby. Did you? I don't know if my light just flickered.
Yep.
So whenever spirit is wanting to, like, yes, confirm what I'm saying, yes, confirm I'm on the right path, they will flicker my light. And so they're absolutely. So now, but we're going to let Grandpa take care of this. I'm out of it. I don't want to be telling people to have babies. I'm like, so just know that Grandpa's going to be flickering some lights if you're supposed to have another baby.
Yeah, they always flicker.
There you go. He's going to be making it flicker more.
A lot of things happen.
Of course, not of course, but you're married.
Mm-hmm.
I know that just because you have babies, I don't want anyone to think out there I'm judging. I was just seeing a marriage certificate, so I assumed she was married.
Yes.
Your grandpa is teasing you. He is saying that your husband absolutely loves and adores you. And I know that everyone thinks that all husbands, no, your husband really just, sometimes he doesn't know what to do with you, but he truly just
That
loves
sounds
you.
about right. He's learned to tune me out pretty well on some things when I'm like rambling. And then I'll say something and he'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, you're not even listening.
He just totally just
All my
loves you.
ideas and my projects I can't finish.
Now, Kayla, have you been thinking about starting your own business?
I actually did, and I had a burnout because of the babies, and I have nobody to help me, and it was just way too hard doing it. I mean, it got pretty successful, and then it's so hard with,
I'm telling you, I know. I mean,
when you're doing festivals and things like that, and it's like, okay, so how am I supposed to watch you when you want to take off while I'm trying to do this? And
right. No, I get it. I mean, that's what I was saying. Someone asked me out, like you saw that earlier, if I was doing Mystic Fest here.
Mhm.
And a friend of mine just asked me earlier today about it. And I said, yeah. She said, isn't that place where you work your ass off? Yes.
Yes, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So what was your business?
I made shirts and like sweatshirts. My mom, I was more like the personality and kind of idea thing behind it. My mom was the type A personality, like thing, like I probably would have, who knows, made like the logos on it crooked or something like that.
Right.
And she's like, everything's even and like dyeing skills and all that stuff. So, yep.
Your grandfather is really saying that needs to be kicked back off.
Yeah.
So maybe do it in a way, and don't think that. I want to tell you, Kayla, whenever you have your kind of personality, people are going to be drawn to you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying you need to take my intro to mediumship class to learn how to protect yourself because you give your energy away.
And it's so crazy too, because I've been going through like, why is everybody just so mean to me? Like they just feel like it's okay to just be mean when they're inconvenienced or they think something differently than what I'm saying. And they just pop off 0 to 100 and just say horrible, like, I don't know. It's just like everybody's crapping on me basically. And I'm just so nice to everybody all the time.
Oh my gosh,
like,
yes,
God.
you need to totally take that class. Yes, you're speaking. Because whenever you are, there's so many different explanations for why that's happening. One thing, when you are, like, people mistake kindness for weakness.
Mm-hmm.
No. Some of the strongest people I know are kind, because when you can hold a boundary in love when someone's coming at you, that takes tremendous strength. Because let me tell you, I had just as soon pop off at you also.
Yep. That's how my mom is, 0 to 100 all the time. And I'm like, here we go.
So, this is about learning to kind of control your own boundaries and letting it roll off of you. But the more you do that, like you're what we call a transmuter of energy. The reason people come at you is because it makes them feel better, because you kind of transmute their energy and give it back to them in a more loving manner, so they feel better. But it has to be done in a way that it doesn't drain you.
Right.
And
Because at the end, I'm exhausted. Like, it's almost like, when your adrenaline kicks in and then it makes you exhausted when it wears out. That's literally how it is.
I recently went through a time where it went on for a long time, like months, where someone was being extremely mean to me, like in my face all the time. And I was just at the end of it so proud, because I wasn't drained anymore like I used to be. I felt proud of myself because I hadn't gone off on them. It's just learning to protect yourself and hold the boundary in love, instead of letting them, when they attack you, take some of your energy. Because that's what happens. Is sometimes if you don't transmute energy in the right way, you're giving your energy away when you're transmuting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he know what I gave him in February? So my uncle had passed. It was the day my uncle passed. So I went and visited Harry, my grandpa. And I couldn't find his site where his remains are in the wall. And I'm walking around, I'm freezing. So and I'm like, all right, come on now, please stop messing around and just, for the love of God, just give me a sign. And I happened to turn left, and right there was his wall.
Aww.
I gave him something to match my grandma.
I absolutely love that. He is saying that, okay, so he showed me two things, and I'm not sure if this is what you gave him or if it just means something else. But he showed me a flower and then some kind of necklace.
It was a keychain.
Oh,
His favorite character in the whole entire world.
very good. I'll take the keychain that could look like a necklace, because
Yep.
I could seeing something on a chain. I assumed it was a necklace.
And it was where the flowers go.
Oh,
I dropped it in there. Yep.
very good. Yes, I would say that he saw that. So for him to give me that, and I was confused. It's like, how could you have given him flowers and a necklace all at the same time? So that makes sense.
It was a Mickey Mouse keychain. Yep. To match my grandma's. Because I originally got it for me and her to have matching keychains. And then so I dropped it in his mind.
I would say he saw it then. All right. Thank you, Miss Taylor.
Thank you so much. That's so crazy though. Whew. Here, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm in Michigan and it's freezing. Let's just see here.
Exactly. You did a good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. So that was fun. I want to thank everyone who is joining and liking and sharing my live today. I appreciate you. Now, for anyone who hasn't heard, I've talked about it a lot on this live, but this coming up Thursday, Intro to Mediumship starts. It's a great foundation for mediumship if you're ever curious. If you find this world fascinating, how do you talk to spirits? How do you read energy? Join Intro to Mediumship. It is going to be a fun time. All right, I want to thank everyone who has joined me. I will be putting out a Prissy Nana, you said you finally caught me. I've been on vacation for almost 2 weeks, so I haven't been live. That's why you haven't caught me yet. I have been on vacation. I went to MD Anderson, which wasn't very much of a vacation, but then we did do some vacationing after that. I don't ever do paid reads when I'm on live. To get a reading with me, for sure, you have to go on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium, and you thank you, Christy Nana, and then you choose, book online, and you choose what you want. And then whenever you book a reading online, you get the information immediately. You get the Zoom link immediately. But also, thank you, Ashley. It is in the bio. Y'all are so sweet. Yes, the link is in the bio. You get the Zoom link that we'll be meeting on immediately. But then you get confirmations a couple of days before, the day of the reading, all include the Zoom link. So, Yeah, I'm always nervous whenever I register for something and I'm sent the Zoom link later. That makes me so nervous. So I just set up my system so that you instant get the Zoom link. Debbie said she's a former MD Anderson nurse. MD Anderson, just a well-oiled machine. They were just so nice. For those of you, I'll just tell y'all a little breakdown. I would do a recording about it, but also what they said at MD Anderson. So I went there. So when you have stage 4 cancer, what happens with stage 4 cancer? Once it gets out of its original spot, it's considered stage 4 or metastatic. It means it has traveled to other spots in your body. Once it does that, the cancer gets smart. So you start on treatments and they only last a certain amount of time, and then the cancer outsmarts it and you have to change treatments, right? So there's only so many treatments. And then once you're done with treatments, that's it. So I went to MD Anderson and I didn't think they were going to have anything that was standard of care for me. Standard of care is just like what everyone's doing across the United States. I was looking for kind of a trial. The only trials they have for me are stage 1. Stage 1 trials are, thank you, Pink Rose. She likes so much. She's talking about my podcast. I do also have a podcast. Thank you. So stage 1 trials are straight out of animal testing, right? They've gone from animal testing, now they're in humans at stage 1. Okay, so now, last time, now we're going to back up a little bit because last time I went to the doctor, my tumor markers were going up. The tumor on my liver had advanced, and so they were going to switch treatments, but instead they said, you know what, you're going to MD Anderson. We're not going to switch your treatments. We'll see what MD Anderson says. On the backside, I upped my medication. I'm on something called Piqray, which is a targeted chemo, and they had taken me down on it because the side effects were so tough. My liver was screaming at me. I was like, okay, what do you need? And so my liver clairvoyantly showed me, let's just picture my liver was a line, like a war zone line, and it was just being overrun by cancer cells. And I was like, I don't have anything else to give you. My liver showed me Piqray. I was like, well, I could go back up on the Piqray. So I went up on the Piqray on my own. My doctor did not recommend that. That is not standard of care. I did know it was still within the safe limits because I had been on the higher level before. But my doctor was like, yeah, that's not what we do. We're going to switch you. But they didn't switch me because I was going to MD Anderson, right? So my last day here, I had a shot, I was supposed to have a shot, and I had my Signatera test, my tumor marker test taken. I go to MD Anderson. MD Anderson says, go to the next standard of care treatment because we need you to go back and have more testing. Why am I having more testing? Because there's certain genetic components to tumors. My tumors have a couple of genetic components. There's a protein that they've attacked. That was the first round of treatment. The protein that feeds my cancer was attacked. That worked for a while. Cancer got smart. It stopped being fed. That didn't work anymore. So that means the cancer morphed into something else. Then this Piqray that I'm on now attacks a mutation in my cancer. It's called PIK3A. So now that we've attacked this PIK3A mutation, it might not have that mutation anymore, but cancer is smart. So now MD Anderson wants me to come back to Omaha. I have a liver biopsy on Wednesday to make sure, and then this other test I have done because they need to make sure that my cancer still has the same components that it did originally so that when I go into trials, they have the right trials. Now, something else that was funny that happened is so I leave the MD Anderson. I messaged my doctor's nurse here and said, call in the next round of standard of care because they can't do anything for me at MD Anderson until I get all this new testing done. The nurse calls me. And so to give you, it just was so mind-blowing because cancer doesn't work this way. My tumor markers have gone on this Signatera test from 1 to something else, then to 15, and the last time they were 23, steadily rising, and then it was confirmed on the scans that the cancer had gotten a little bit bigger, right? So all of a sudden my tumor markers start dropping. So I didn't have to switch care yet. So why is that important? Because the longer you can spend on each round of medicines, the longer you can stay on, the hope is the longer you can stay on planet, because then you can stay on the, like they were surprised I had gotten, I think it was like 6 or 7 months out of Piqray. I was like, are you kidding me? I was wanting like a year, 18 months out of it. So it looks like I might get my year out of it. So that was it. Right now we're on hold, same treatment. I am having more testing done. Oh, yeah, it is. I think the hardest thing is the side effects of the medication. Not real happy about the liver biopsy coming up, but hopefully the doctor can do it in a way that is not as painful as it was last time. And then, MD Anderson, they were very helpful. Did you say something?
That's called.
Oh. MD Anderson was very helpful. I think once we get this testing done, they're going to have a lot of options for me. It's just going through this testing. So that was pretty much it. But after that, after MD Anderson, we went to Natchitoches, Louisiana. I don't know if everyone's ever heard of that little town. It's one of my favorite little towns in Louisiana. And then we went to Hot Springs and did some hiking. My favorite stuff, hiking and eating. All right, I want to thank everyone who has joined me today. I will be live, I'm sure, several times next week. You won't see me on Wednesday because that liver biopsy takes that out of me, but mine too, eating, right? I like the name of that town. If you're near anywhere, it's in Natchitoches, Louisiana. They have a beautiful Christmas festival. So if anyone is close to that, it is worth the drive to go over there. Natchitoches, Louisiana. So, hi, Big Trippy. I've been on vacation. I was just telling everyone about that. And I do, when I'm on vacation, I like to eat my way through vacation. And my moderator was trying not to feed me people. Right? I did, I'm not a big fan of meat pies. I didn't get a meat. What did I eat in Natchitoches? I ate fish and some steak medallions. And we stayed at right, Pink Rose, feed me. We stayed at a B&B. Oh, I don't know if y'all saw that TikTok I put out about that B&B. I was reading one of the spirits there. So we stayed there, and I did eat a couple of bites of dessert. Usually my moderator orders dessert, and I take a bite of him. Because of cancer, I try to stay away from sugar because of, cancer likes sugar. But we stayed at a hotel in Hot Springs called the Arlington. Arlington is like Al Capone used to stay there, Babe Ruth, it's a very old hotel. Now, don't stay there unless you get one of their renovated rooms. We did not have a renovated rooms. I will not be staying there again until they renovated those rooms. We were paying a ridiculous amount of money for, the ceiling in the bathroom was falling down and stuff. You're in the process of renovating it, so just make sure if you go, you're staying it. But anyway, the spirits there were so cool. Sugar is very addictive, yes. The spirits at this was so cool. Oh, I love the on-location stuff. Maybe I should do more of that. Take vacations and write it off for my business because I'm doing on-location stuff. But you could just see, I went to their ballroom. They had a big band playing there, and I had to blink a couple of times because I looked in there, and of course it was 2025, so people were in 2025 clothes. But I had to blink because I saw a very, almost a 1950s type dress in there, and I realized, oh, that was a spirit. That's very cool. Oh, Monique, sugar is your weakness. You have to stay away from it because of your lupus. I know, right? Yeah, so does anyone have, when you're having that sugar crave and you can't have sugar, what do people have on here? Let's hear some. Let's close this down with, I recommend. Aww. Thank you. Fruits. Type sugar-free, Reddit. It's so interesting. Dates. Oh, dates is a good one. Yeah, dates is a good one. You do have to be careful with sugar-free stuff because sugar-free stuff can sometimes have so many, chemical components to it that it can be bad for you. I like cheese and crackers too. I do like cheese and crackers. Dates are good. I like cheese and crackers. Those are good ones. Yeah, fruit. I like some. For me, I try cream cheese and crackers. That'd be a good one. Cream cheese and crackers. No, y'all love this. On here getting food tips, huh? Dried kiwi. I've never tried dried kiwi. I'll have to try that. All right, I want to thank everyone who has joined me today. I will be live again, I'm sure tomorrow at some point. I'll have to look at my schedule to put out so I can determine when it's going to be and try to put out a schedule. It's sweet and chewy like candy. Oh, I could use that. Sometimes you just want that piece of candy. Thank y'all. You have a good Sunday.